have a question about music and how that has worked out for each of you. So for Sigrid in particular, music was not working very well with her earlier implants. I took her to an organ concert many years ago. The organist was playing a Bach concerto, and Sigrid reported that it sounded like a garbage disposal. So we left the concert. And more recently, though, with the most recent implant in 2019, with the latest technology, her acuity for music, even complex music, whether it's Bach or Wagner or something, Beethoven, has improved dramatically. And so I wonder whether Paula and Donna, you are able to listen to music, and if so, what kind of music works for you?
Well, I should say that I was trained when I was younger, I played classical guitar. And so I played for probably 10 years and then went off to college and didn't play anymore. And then my hearing started to change fairly rapidly. But when I was younger, I liked the things that people my age were listening to, which was rock and roll and blues and folk music. James Taylor. I don't know whether you know James Taylor in Brazil, but he was my favorite. So that was the music that I knew growing up. And I find that the music that sounds the best to me through my cochlear implant is music that I knew when I was younger. And you do have that memory, that brain memory of what music was like. If you know the words to songs, then you can fill that in. It's very hard to pull words to a song out if you don't know the words and you're listening to a song for the first time. And so that's my favorite kind of music. We do go to chamber music and to classical music concerts. And I enjoy that, but I know that it doesn't sound right because I remember what it was supposed to sound like. And cochlear implants have more difficulty dealing with the complexity of the tones of music, and more complex music is harder for us to get everything that Vint you would get, or Luciano that you would hear. And so it doesn't sound exactly right to me. Does that bother me? No, I still can enjoy the experience of being in a theater and watching the musicians and being in a beautiful place and taking away from the experience the parts that I can pick up. And I have also done some training. There are some wonderful online tools that I have used that have helped me be able to pick out the parts of music and be able to appreciate the experience more. So Vint, that's my answer. It's not the same, but it is still an important part of the CI experience for me, and something that I love very much. I still listen to music. When my son got married a few years ago, the dance that we did, the mother-son dance, was James Taylor's "I've Got a Friend." That was something I knew from my years, So those memories, I think, are important to you, and if you can access them through your cochlear implant, it's important. It adds to the quality of your life.
Paula, what about you?
For me, when I am listening to music with my Bluetooth, I think it's like before the CIs, when I could hear naturally. But when I hear to music with background noise and without the Bluetooth, I don't enjoy doing this. So my relationship with music is not special because I was not a musical person before this years. But just like Donna, I love the old music from my teenager times. So I love the Titanic uh, music and other old songs that people feel like, what? So many new musicians and new musics today, and you are listening to Titanic? Why? But I have this affective memory from the musics I could hear before I was profoundly deaf. That's why I love them. And we fight sometimes because he's very, very musical. And when I see him playing his guitar, I turn off my eyes and go to my bedroom. So he feels a little disappointed at me most of the time. Right? Say something.
Well,